Welcome to this Ubuntu Project video facilitated by Zentertainment Enterprises. Be sure to like and subscribe if you learned something new. Now, onto the video.
Greetings everyone, my name is Takara Taylor, licensed therapist, and today I'm going to bring you my third episode of my 5-part series titled Navigating Youth Through the Lens of Emotional Intelligence and Mental Wellness. And today's episode is going to cover social emotional learning. So as you recall, first episode was about identity development, second episode covered the concept of emotion regulation and self-regulation. And today we're going to talk about, again, social emotional learning. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Would you agree that a lot of us didn't ask to be here, right? We didn't ask to be here. We were born here because our parents got together, they did their thing, and now we're here. And so as we get into this journey of being here, we have to learn a lot of things, right? We had to learn how to talk, walk, eat, academic things. We have to go to school, we got to learn how to do math, science, English, all the things, right? But we also need to learn emotional intelligence, right? We need to learn how to get along with people. We have to learn how to have accountability and self-awareness. And a lot of that ties into what the importance of social emotional learning has come to be, because it's been such a need for kids to cultivate a lot of social and emotional skills, especially in social settings, such as school. Now, I always call school the social experiment, right? It's where we throw a bunch of kids in the building, coming from all walks of life, different parenting styles, different beliefs, different values. We throw them all into school and we say, hey, now get along, right? But they have to learn how to do that, right? We don't just wake up being able to just get along with people, or, we don't wake up learning how to deal with heavy emotions. We don't wake up learning how to deal with conflict. We don't wake up automatically just having self-awareness. And so let's get into what social emotional learning is and why it's important. Now, what exactly is social emotional learning, also known as SEL? Well, it is the process of developing skills, attitudes, and values that help people succeed in school, work, and life. SEL focuses on the fundamental needs of motivation, social connectedness, and self-regulation. SEL also helps people, especially students, improve their academic performance, attitude towards school, and also help them prepare for adulthood. And so, it's important. But why is SEL so important? Well, it's a set of skills that can really make a difference in how we understand ourselves and how we interact with others. Let me take a moment to break down the 5 components of social emotional learning, starting with self-awareness. Self-awareness is something that I mentioned in my first episode and my second episode. And again, it's just this ability to understand your own strengths, your emotions, your weaknesses, kind of identifying areas where you need to grow, and also, knowing kind of what situations kind of make you tick, right? What sets you off? What are your triggers? When you're self-aware, you're better equipped to manage your feelings and navigate challenges effectively. A lot of times when I work with kids, we do this thing called emotions labeling. And so I bring out my feelings wheel. You can find them on Amazon. But basically, I just have them point out feelings that they've been experiencing within the past week. Because really, no one ever asks them that. Sometimes we get so busy in our day-to-day, we're not checking in with our kids on how they're feeling or how they felt about the day. And so I break out the feelings wheel. They'll call out different emotions they've been feeling. Some kids struggle with it more than others because of that self-awareness. The more self-aware that the kids are, the more connected they are with their feelings, and then they can communicate what they're experiencing. And so this is something that I help coach kids through. The next aspect of social emotional learning is social awareness. And a person who has social awareness has the ability to take the perspective of others and also empathize with others, especially individuals that may be different from them or individuals from different cultures and backgrounds. It's the ability to understand social and ethical norms of behavior, and also the ability to recognize family, school, and community resources and supports. So under this umbrella of social awareness, we have perspective taking, empathy, appreciating diversity, and having respect for others. And there's some activities that you can do to help cultivate social awareness in your children, which could include community service projects or service learning projects, working on addressing justice issues. Role playing is a great opportunity for students to address how they might handle conflict on the playground. So those are just some examples. So the next aspect I want to talk about is self-management, which basically is similar to self-regulation, which is something that I covered in the last episode. But self-management is just basically having this ability to regulate your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors across different situations. And you're also able to demonstrate your ability to effectively manage stressful situations and also control your impulses, right? So like if someone makes you mad, and you want to punch them in the face, but self-management says, don't do that, right? Don't call names, don't yell, don't scream, don't kick at people, don't hit people. You got to be able to communicate in an effective way when you're feeling angry without resorting to violence, right? Like people say, I choose violence today. Don't do that. You can end up in jail, right? So anyways, again, self-management is, you're controlling your impulses, you're managing your stress in a healthy way, you're having self-discipline, so you're self-motivated to do things without someone having to tell you constantly. You're able to set goals too, right? You're able to set goals, be organized, and all of this can help you be able to achieve success in life when you're able to manage yourself. So now, before I talk about the last two aspects of social emotional learning, I would like to take the time to share with you another video clip of a video that was created as part of a social emotional learning program that I'm working on under Cognificent Kids, and would like for you to take a look. Just like the last video, I shared a clip. I'm going to share a different one. So let's take a minute to see what's going on the playground.
I heard you was talking about me at school.
Nobody talking about you. I don't.
Yes, you was.
No, I was
Yes, you was.
No, I wasn't. I don't want to fight. Like, don't touch me. I don't want to fight. Stop touching me. I don't want to fight.
All right. Now, before Brianna gets hurt, I think we need to pause this situation. There's a lot of things to note that are going wrong here. Firstly, no one is notifying an adult. If you ever hear about a fight that's going to happen or you see one happening, first thing you need to do is quickly find an adult. Secondly, we can see everybody around encouraging this bully behavior. They have their phones out recording and chanting fight multiple times. Bullies love attention, and that's exactly what Naya's getting in this situation. Put the phones down and help the person in need that needs the help. While one or two students quickly goes and notifies an adult, the other two can create a barrier between them just to make sure that they don't get hurt. Once a bully sees that there's power in numbers, 9 times out of 10 they'll back down once you show them that the bully behavior will not be tolerated. If a bully is being praised or encouraged, they will continue their behavior. So 1, notify an adult. 2, put the phones down. And 3, help somebody in need.
All right, thank you for taking a minute to watch that. So that is a program that I'm working on. It is work in progress. We've created a few demo videos modeling behavior that we wanted to see in kids, sort of incorporating some of that social emotional learning piece, having social awareness and, self-management, self-awareness. And so we're going to get into the other two aspects of social emotional learning. And so the next one would be relationship skills. That is the fourth one I'm going to talk about. And so with relationship skills is basically this ability to establish and maintain healthy and rewarding relationships with diverse individuals and groups. It's also this ability to communicate clearly, to listen well, to cooperate with others, to resist inappropriate social pressure, to negotiate conflict constructively, and to seek and offer help when needed. So again, relationship skills, important part of social emotional learning. You got to be able to communicate. You got to learn how to engage with people in a healthy way. You got to learn how to build relationships. You got to be able to engage in teamwork, be willing to ask for help, be willing to receive help, be willing to listen, be willing to communicate healthy, So that is the fourth component. And the last one I'm going to touch on is also very important, and it involves responsible decision making. You want to be able to make good, educated choices, right? This ability to make constructive choices about your personal behavior in social interactions based on certain ethical standards, based on safety concerns, based on social norms, the healthy social norms, because I know we have some social norms that aren't healthy. The realistic evaluation of consequences of various actions and consideration of well-being of oneself and others. Okay, so that was a lot. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. Responsible decision making, the final aspect of social emotional learning. The ability to make good constructive choices, educated decisions about personal behavior and social interactions, right? You want to evaluate the consequences of certain actions. Is it smart for me to vape every day? Probably not, because you're going to ruin your heart. You ruin your health that way, right? I know everyone's doing it, but is it good for you? Nah. So that's just an example. Not trying to give a lecture on vaping, but it is very bad for you, and it's very bad for your heart. So again, recap. 5 aspects of social emotional learning. We got self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, relationship skills, and responsible decision making. Those are all very, very important. We got to teach our kids these things. It's not just about the math and the science. We have to teach these kids how to thrive and survive as they get into adulthood and taking on more responsibilities in life. And so that concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening. And again, feel free to follow me on the different social media outlets. I have TK the Therapist, so it's TK_the Therapist, and then also Cognificent Kids, which the links should be in the description. But yes, thank you for watching.
Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when we upload a new video.